Making his ring walk, Jose Marruffo.
Battle-tested veteran. A 46 fights, Jose Marruffo.
I have probably seen Jose Marruffo fight probably 20 times.
I was going to say, how many times have you? I've seen him at least 10.
Yes, he's a really good guy. He's not afraid to fight anybody. When you look at his record and you see 15 and 17, it's not glitzy. But let me tell you something. He is a professional prize fighter, and to me, that deserves a lot of respect.
The epitome of half
His
gloves.
opposition, Jesus Aguiar.
Making his U.S. debut, Jesus Yair Aguiar from Culiacan, Sinaloa, Mexico. The 20-year-old Pulpo is his nickname. Signed to DMG Promotions, making his U.S. debut. And there's no way you can miss him with that neon.
No, if we need some traffic control later on, if he makes this an early night, he can help somebody out in that parking lot.
Yeah, if the lights go out, we'll see him.
Continue with the action here at Thunder Studios, Long Beach, California, being presented by the fastest rising promotion in the industry, DMG Boxing. In association with Top Rank Incorporated, along with Fightbook. If you'd like to be considered for future DMG events, register at fightbook.com. Happy Jewelers. Happy looks good on you. Drive it, along with Casa Mexico Tequila, Auténtico Corajillo, along with Torque Law representing the people, and Adams Boxing, the official brand of boxing. This contest, set for 6 rounds or less in the super welterweight division. Scoring the action ringside, our judges are Cristi Rosario, along with Ron Scott Stevens and Sergio Caiz. Presenting first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He weighed in at an official 146.5 pounds tonight. This anytime, anywhere fighter accepts the challenge and takes on another undefeated prospect. In his 35th professional bout, fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona, El Salvador, Jose Marruffo. Across the ring in the red corner, wearing neon with black trim, he weighed in officially at 151.5 pounds tonight. This 20-year-old boxing phenom makes his U.S. debut and looks to remain undefeated as a professional with 7 victories. 6 of those victories coming by way of KO. Puro Culiacán, Sinaloa, Mexico, Jesus Pulpito Aguiar. Our referee, David Soliven.
Okay, fighters, I've given you instructions in the locker room. Expect a good, clean fight. Listen to my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. This is going to be good right here. A little high here, so this is going to be good right here. Touch gloves. God bless you both.
David Sullivan, the third man in the ring. Cristi Rosario, Ron Scott Stevens, and Sergio Caiz are our judges as we get ready for our second bout of the night. This was scheduled for 6 rounds.
Listo.
All right, El Pulpo, 20 years old against the veteran Jose Marruffo. And this is Marruffo. He comes out rugged as can be.
You know, Jose Marruffo has actually derailed the undefeated records of about 4 guys along his 10-year plus career.
And Marruffo now living in Phoenix, Agua Prieta, Sonora. the epitome of have gloves, will travel.
And you know what? Hats off to Lupe Contreras, because nobody says from Sinaloa, Mexico, quite like Lupe.
Lupe is the best out there, man. Does a great job. For more on,
And
and
he's
Marruffo, who's coming out, mouthpiece is out, and Marruffo swinging wild left and right. And the 20-year-old, welcome to the United States.
Yeah, and he's landing on Marruffo, but he's got to be real careful because, you know, Marruffo has danced this dance before.
This is what he does.
And it may not last long, but it's exciting so far.
For more on Pulpo, here's Lindsay Payares.
Yeah, well, you can see on his shorts it says Pulpo Jr. That's because Pulpo's dad was a fighter. He started training with Panda at the age of 11. Panda's trainer says he's all action and fun, so the crowd is going to get a show right now.
Oh, we're getting that right now, Lindsay. Uppercuts from El Pulpo.
And both guys right now have not got out of the way of not one left hook.
No, his father fought a young Victor Ortiz.
Keep that mouthpiece in.
And yeah, this is a good battle for Marruffo. Even Panda was telling me, look, we picked him for a reason. He's tough, he's rugged, and he's going to make you work. We don't want anybody just going to lay down.
Absolutely, and Pulpo really looks the part, but he's in tough right now. And I wonder how much resistance he's had. You know,
Zero. I'll tell you right now.
Yes, I looked at, but that was some really good left hooks to the body.
Those
right
body
there.
shots are nice. I asked Panda about that. He's like, look, he's turned pro at 18, 19. It's been very, very limited competition for a reason at that age, right? You're giving him the baby food.
Right. And Jose Marruffo has not been fed baby food.
No. He's that $2 steak you talked about.
Yes. But he has lost 6 of his last 7. It's something, you know, he has to be honest with himself. If the wins aren't even, you know, coming infrequently, you have to look at that, and you don't want to get used up because you have a long life to live.
That body shot, but this is what Marruffo does. He takes 2, 3 to land 1, and every now and then he'll connect just like that hook from Marruffo. They're winging punches here in the opening round.
Marrufo's really loading up
Yes.
with that hook. And here's the thing, when you have a young, undefeated fighter, and you have a guy that knows his way around the ring, if you give him a little hope, Beto, he's like that ugly guy at the dance. If you don't tell him no, eventually he's going to get somebody to dance with him. Good finish from
Analogies of
Marruffo.
Mike Rodriguez.
Absolutely.
Somebody's going to eventually dance with you?
If you ask enough times. Lindsay's over here shaking her head. She's like, no.
Lindsay's saying no every time.
No means no.
No means no.
Lindsay,
No is
absolutely.
a full sentence, I've been told.
Yeah, Lindsay's a prize fighter. She knows.
I'm going to defer to Lindsay on that one.
Look at the highlights here, Mike.
But, yeah, so what I like about initially what Pulpo was doing, he's got his hands up, but he starts to lean over a little bit, and he starts to lean in over a little bit into Maruffo's left hook, even though he's landing some stuff. And I guarantee you, Beto, that's the first 3 times that he's been hit in a row in one round in his entire young career. Marruffo knows how to cover. He knows what's coming. He knows there's a lot of heat coming behind those punches, but he says, you know what he does? He stays in the fight.
Number 2. Let's go.
Guys like Marruffo, the backbone of boxing, right? They take on the young prospects. They give them the rugged looks. They give them the different opportunities. They give them different styles. And for a fighter like Aguiar, just like you mentioned, first time he's actually been hit. It's the first time he's been held like this, and now he's trading.
Absolutely, and like I mentioned earlier, Marruffo has ended the undefeated record of about 4 different guys. It's been a while since he's done that, but man, he cannot miss with that left hook. And you got a grown man against a young kid, and sometimes that man strength, you know, there's a lot to be said about that. I'm only saying that because I'm going to be 60, so I'm hoping I still got a little bit of man strength left.
We've seen the Instagram. There's a lot of man strength left. Mike.
Smoke and mirrors, man. I could use filters like a fat girl.
Yeah, but you can't use filters here because this is where Aguiar is finding out that, hey, in Culiacan against your earlier fighters, the guys are going to go down. Marruffo is not going to go down from just one punch.
No, you're going to have to make him quit. You're going to have to make him quit. And as you can see, he's right there on Aguiar's chest, and both guys are trying to settle in to get their rhythm. But I think this fight is one big punch away from changing either way.
Let's go.
Yeah, for a fighter like Marruffo, you have to break him down, right?
Yeah, and Aguiar, he needs to create space for himself because he's tall. He wants to get good leverage on his punches, and you don't want to be in range where a guy like Marruffo, who's slinging those punches wildly, can end up landing something that changes the course of the fight. And it takes a lot of gas out of the gas tank.
Let those arms go.
Well, Panda, his trainer, was right. This is a fun action fighter, the 20-year-old. Mouthpiece goes flying again from an uppercut.
And you know what, Beto, that's not a case of a guy spitting his mouthpiece
No,
out.
that
That's
flew.
a case of a guy getting the mouthpiece knocked out of his
In.
mouth.
Number 2. One more time. I'm going to take a point on it.
See, I don't agree with that because he got clipped with a great left hook.
Yeah, I went halfway across the ring.
Yeah. It's not because Marruffo wanted to stop fighting.
Let's go. Let's go. Suelta la mano.
See, now this is
Suéltalo.
where that salty vet comes in, a guy like Marruffo holding from the opposite side.
Absolutely. He's trying to buy himself a little bit of time. His face is starting to, take a little bit of worse for wear. He wasn't, Antonio Banderas or Mario Lopez when he stepped in there, my good friend Mario. But he's getting some leverage on his shots, and the reason he's able to do that is because Aguiar is squaring up a little bit, and he's going back in a straight line. And when a taller guy goes back in a straight line, they're a bigger target. And that's what's happening right now, is they're just giving and taking and taking and giving.
Yeah, Marruffo winging shots, hoping he runs into one.
You know what? I think Aguiar could have better success if he started using the uppercut, because you have Marruffo kind of bending over, and instead of trying to go over the top or to the side, take a half step back and shoot that right uppercut.
2 good rounds. Up next, though, Elvis Rodriguez. Still got Otar Enocien, Perla Bazaldula, Albert Gonzalez, Chop to come here on DMG United Champions 5.
As we enjoy a little bit of Kid Frost, you see not only manager but cut man Frank Espinosa. There's 2 Frank Espinosas in the game, and there's one of them. And Jose Marruffo is getting some work done with his blue tape that was put on his glove by the commission, and they'll probably get that fixed within seconds.
Edward Rodriguez, Anthony Cardenas, and Christian Ayala in the corner of Marruffo. And you're right, Frank Espinosa, Jacob Panda Nahar in the corner of Yair Aguiar. All right, tape has been fixed. Commission jumping on it right away. Good job.
And usually when you see Panda when he comes here from Mexico, he's usually got a really good charge under him.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants to travel just for anybody.
No, he travels everywhere, and I even asked him, like, hey, so you like Aguiar? He's had him since a kid. Turned pro with somebody else, came back to me, and he's like, yeah, I'm here because I like him. He has the potential.
Boy, Marruffo really, he earns his money, and he makes you earn his money.
He'll wing shots just like that.
Yeah, and I think one thing that Aguiar really has to work on is he's a big target, Beto. He needs to get his shoulder pointed a little bit more and be less of a target, because he's taken a lot of unnecessary shots. All punches hurt, and believe me, as your career progresses, those things add up like pennies in a bank.
Yeah, Marruffo doesn't have that power. Only 2 stoppages in his career of the 15 wins, but he is effective when he's landing those winged shots.
Yeah.
Lindsay Payares in the corner of young Jesus Aguiar. What is Panda saying, Lindsay?
Yeah, Panda, I asked him, what do you like about this fight so far? He said, nothing. Right now, Jesus, he wants him to be boxing a little bit more. He's definitely giving the fans a good show, but he doesn't want his fighters engaging this way.
You called them, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, believe me, I've worked thousands of corners, and you don't want your guy. You want your guy to do well. You want him in a fight, obviously, but you do not want them taking shots and punches that they shouldn't be taking, that their skill level doesn't warrant. And right now, he's a little fatigued. He's taking some shots, and you get a guy like I said, give a guy like Marruffo hope, and he can change the whole career trajectory of this young man.
And that mouthpiece went out again.
1 point, mouthpiece. 1 point, mouthpiece.
So what this does now, it puts Marruffo in a position, and he's fighting hard. But watch, you're going to see him now kind of go for broke to get some of that back.
David Sullivan had warned Marruffo about the mouthpiece. They went out here in the 3rd round.
And remember, Beto, there's 2 places you don't want to run out of gas, right? You remember what those were?
I'm not going to answer that one, Mike. We're not too far from there.
Absolutely. Two places you don't want to run out of gas, Lindsay, and that's in the ring and in Compton.
Or in general, in a car.
Anywhere.
Anywhere.
I would say the one that stretch from Baker to Vegas. That's where you don't want to run.
Okay.
Because there's nothing around there.
You guys are ruining my saying here. You guys are trying to be politically correct on a stream where we're allowed to cuss on a Saturday
all
night.
You want. That's why you're the crime fighting cut man over 30 years at LA Sheriff's Department. We appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I just hit year 38 last Sunday.
Look, Marruffo will not go away.
Free him up. Let's go.
At
No,
all.
if he could keep that mouthpiece in and maybe land 2 hooks in a row. Now you notice because Maruffo's tired, you're starting to see Aguiar start to be a little bit more technically sound, but he's tired as well, and he's leaving himself really open for that hook.
That's a good round for Marruffo, even though the point deduction.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a good fight. I mean, the fans are loving this fight. Like Lindsay said, I know Panda's not loving this, and I would be very stern with my guy in the corner if that was the case as well. And I think you're seeing that. He's got a little bit of blood in his nose. That breathing's, I'm not going to say labored, but he definitely knows he's in a fight. And as you can see here, both guys are just going left hook crazy. Good right uppercut. And I thought a round ago that the right uppercut was going to be something that he could land. But when he's falling over too much, he's got to stay a little bit smaller and not get so wide.
A good test for the young 20-year-old Jesus Aguiar making his U.S. debut at Culiacan, Mexico. 7-0, 6 KOs. But I would say, Mike, this is his real first fight.
Yes, and Marruffo, despite his record, he's been in there with a lot of world-class fighters. It hasn't always gone his way. Most of the time it hasn't, but he's going to give you an honest day's work.
Anybody who has a tattoo that says boxer on their chest, you have to be careful with.
Yeah, because when I told my dad as a kid that I wanted to be a boxer, he asked me, what do you want to do? You want to box peaches or plums? And now you can see that Aguiar is backing Marruffo up, and he's starting to punch in range, which is really where he can be effective. So get Marruffo at the end of his shots, and there's another right uppercut, and I like that. I just like to see him shorten it up, hide it behind a jab, and not be so square. But here's the thing, from where he comes from, there are fighters over there, and if you get hit, they are going to fight.
Marruffo, if you look at his box rec, of his 17 losses, they're always against a fighter that is either undefeated, has 1 loss, or 2.
Absolutely. Like I said, I've seen him fight. I did some research. There's been no easy fights for him. And he's just used to it. He's battle tested.
Let's go. Let him go.
He's like scrap iron.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a good test to see where their young guy is, but he's getting hit a little too much for my liking.
Bring him up. Let's go. Work it out. Work it out, guys. Let him go.
Yeah, this is one where Panda's going to get some tape and go back and show his fighter, okay, this is why you listen to me in the gym when I tell you need a box. Not everybody's going to get knocked out. And young fighters fall in love with the KO, but they forget to box at times. And Pulpo Jr., if he was throwing that jab, would be a lot easier for him tonight.
I don't think either guy has thrown one jab.
Oh, they didn't bring it.
I mean,
Those are optional.
They're leading every combination with a vaunted left hook.
Stop.
But I think if Pulpo threw a jab right hand right down the pipe, that's a good left hook to the body. And now you can start seeing Marruffo is taking a little bit of worse for wear, and he's starting to bend just a little bit. Because why? Because Aguiar is punching in range. And when you get a guy at the end of your shot, a la Tommy Hearns or a Terrence Crawford, the punches are going to have more effect. And now that uppercut's coming in, and I'm sure that's something Panda told him in between rounds, because that's something that we noticed.
10 seconds, 10 segundos.
Final seconds of the 4th round.
Time!
The doctor asked Marruffo how he's doing. I'm sorry, the referee. He says, I'm ready to go. Let's get ready for round 5.
Yeah, Marruffo has that Bruce Lee tattoo on his right calf.
I don't know karate, Beto, but I know a couple of women that were crazy.
Again, respect to those veterans, the warriors that come in the ring.
You know, a lot of people really discard them. When you work in the industry like you and I do, and we're here sometimes from the fight, obviously you from the fights first start, you have a respect for these guys because you know what? When things are in your favor, it's easy to do things whenever all the odds are stacked for you. I mean, some of these guys are even tougher than some of these world champions because there's no odds stacked in their favor, and they will always get my respect and me to extend my hand to shake their hand.
Look, guys like a Marruffo, those journeymen, the trail horses, they show up with the same trunks every fight. They don't have the glossy T-shirts. They don't have the like a lot of times they don't even have a corner.
Well, a guy out of Vegas, Cameron Creel.
Oh my goodness, he fights every 3 weeks, right?
And let me tell you something. Just like Marruffo, he's beaten a few guys along the way, and he's been robbed a bunch of times in some fights. I saw a fight where they came in with a ski mask, duct tape, and a shotgun, and the judges robbed him.
Yeah, he's the king of the split decisions.
Absolutely. When you see a guy with like 4 draws, you know those are fights that he probably should have won.
Let him go.
So for the first time in his career, Aguiar in the 5th round. What are they saying in their corner, Lindsay Payares?
The strategy from Panda is pretty simple. Keep doing what you're doing. Continue the touches on the body. And ultimately, all you want to do is tire out Marruffo, which it looks like he is a little bit.
And Maruffo's mouthpiece hanging out. He is gassed, but he's just game still.
Yes, he is really tired. But because Aguiar is moving backwards, it's allowing Marruffo to gain some steam and leverage on his punches. Where if he was getting pushed back with a good stiff double jab, he would not be able to do that as a good left hook to the body touch.
Again, only 20 years old, is in Pulpo Jr., and you have to go through these fights, have these kind of rounds, these kind of experiences if you want to get to the championship level. How many fighters have we seen, Mike, where they're 20-0, 18 KOs, and never been hit, step it up, and uh-oh.
And that's because every time a real opponent was offered to them and their management or the dad trainer, they turned it down. And that is not real development. And that is not something, we mentioned it before, that guys that like Top Rank with Bruce Trampler and Brad Goodman, that a recipe that they're going to cook with.
Show me something.
You hear referee telling him, show me something. That's 30 seconds to go in round 5. This is where the lungs are burning from Marruffo. And if you're 20 years old, you better not be tired. You jump on it.
Absolutely. You know, he's tired. He's worked hard, though. He's thrown a lot of punches. He's taken a lot of punches. And he's looking to buy some time. That's what he's looking to do. A veteran's going to hold. He's going to look to buy some time. And it's up to Aguiar to not let him do that. There we go, some action right there. Marruffo still landing that left hook. I'd like to see Aguiar get away from that left hook. And they're basically just trading left hooks, except now the punches got with a lot more steam are Aguiar, and that right hand, as you see right there, when it comes extended like that at the end of a shot, it has a lot more effectiveness. Getting ready for round 6, the 6th and final round. They are going to touch him up, and I'm sure the crowd will be very appreciative of everything they've done in this fight, as Marruffo buys himself a little more time as the mouthpiece was not ready to go.
That's a veteran move right there.
100% veteran move.
Oh, the mouthpiece, I forget. Oh, man.
I mean, the ref yells at you a little bit. I've had guys with really bad cuts, and I tell my fighter, do not get up, make them kick me out of the ring. If the ref needs to yell at me, that's fine, but sometimes I need an extra 2.5, 3 seconds, and if I got to do it, that's what I'm going to do.
So for the first time in his career, Jesus Aguiar is in the 6th round. New experience for him.
And Marruffo looks like he's got a little burst of energy. Maybe, I'm not even going to say his 2nd win, Beto. He might be on his 3rd win.
Oh, right hand for Marruffo. Again, do not look at a record. Respect everybody gets in that ring. They're tough, and here
he took a big
that's
shot.
A big shot from Pulpo Jr. Marruffo against the ropes, trying to move around, trying to elude. And right now, if you're Pulpo, you got to just jump on him. And the salty vet is not doing anything, and he goes down.
I would have liked to see the referee count him.
The fight is over. A 6th-round stoppage for Jesus Aguiar as Marruffo just ran out of gas.
I'm always going to side on the air of caution on a referee, and I'm never going to criticize too much on a fighter's safety. And Marruffo, what he should have done was just taken a knee if he wanted to continue. And then he could have got an 8 count, and we could have got a proper assessment.
So 112 of the 6th round is the official stoppage for El Pulpo Jr. And then you see Marruffo just trying it a little, but the referee's not going to let you do that. The referee's, if you're not throwing back, you got to do something.
Yes, and that's the thing is you have to defend yourself at all times, and he was defenseless. So given the amount of punches that he did take during the fight, I'm not going to be critical of that. He's a good referee, and in the end, he's looking out for the fighter's safety. And we'd always rather have a fighter stop too soon than too late.
Absolutely. So whenever Lupe Contreras gets the official word, he can let us know the winner.
Inside the GNG boxing ring, a series of unanswered blows forces referee David Solivan to step in and call a halt to this contest. With an official time of 1 minute 12 seconds of round number 6, declaring the winner by way of knockout and still undefeated, El Pulpo Jr., Jesus Aguiar.
All right, he had to work for it. He's now 8-0 with 7 stoppages, a U.S. debut. I like what I see from the young 20-year-old.
Yes, and I think in the end, he got the stoppage. So he keeps that momentum going. All's well that ends well, Beto. There's definitely some things that they can go back to the gym and work on. But that's what you want. You want a young guy that's still going to listen to his people and not really get too much into his own hype, because he's still developing and there's still a lot of work to be done. But like I always said, there's a lot to work on, but you know what? There's a lot to work with.
Yeah, he's got a real good corner, good management, so they can bring him along nicely. So 2 fights done. Coming up next, the Dominican Elvis Rodriguez, trained by Freddie Roach. Came out swinging right away, Mike. Exactly what we said. His trainer Panda said it was going to be a fan-friendly fight, and we got that.
Yeah, I think it was a little too much fan-friendly for Panda's liking and maybe into Pulpo's liking. But this is what Marruffo does. He gives you an honest day. He puts in 8 hours. He gets 8 hours of pain. He gets 8 hours of work. But in the end, Pulpo's class showed out, and Marruffo ran out of options. And now he's lost 7 to 8 fights. And, you know, I don't ever want to see a guy, you know, maybe stick around longer than he has to. Because I like Jose. He's a good guy. I've had a chance to talk to him a bunch of times.